Hello everyone, it's Carla from KC Creates. Thanks for joining me, and thank you to my new subscribers. I noticed I've gotten a few new subscribers, and I certainly want you to feel welcome, so let me welcome you, and especially welcome to those who've always been so supportive and kind and commenting. I wanted to come today and do a quick little revisit of a couple of my journals that have been selling out of my Etsy shop, which is always nice when people appreciate your work enough to purchase it. That is such a special feeling. And this past couple of weeks I've sold a couple, and one that I thought was listed in my Etsy shop isn't, and I think it's because I've been just so attached to it. And so I thought maybe I would revisit this one. I'm not sure I ever did a video of it, but I am going to list it in my Etsy shop, so I thought I would come back and show it to you. Before I do, I'll show you this one again. It was one of my favorite ones. I'm not in frame, sorry about that. I called it Rose Cottage, and I tied it with this crocheted lace. It's got a real simple spine with some ecru colored crocheted trim, and it's all about cottage roses and the rose garden. This is a fabric, Helen Griffin, I think, no, Anna Griffin, yeah. And then I made this really pretty bow. It's kind of like a flower fabric flower and a little paper flower, and then I just Mod Podged some paper like garland trim to embellish the side, and put some antique doily right there. And these two journals I'm going to show you are truly two of my very favorites, but what I've been discovering is they end up just being tucked away so that they don't get damaged or dusty, so I never really see them, and then I end up making more because I just love making journals along this theme. So I've decided it's time to go ahead and list them in my Etsy shop. This one is a beautiful rose tag with trim. This is a little glassine bag that I made, and it has a couple tags inside. There's that one, and then this teeny little tag that just fell out. So this one's pretty interactive. It's not very large. I think it's about 5 by 7. And I'll probably clip these onto the page. And then this was a digital cottage rose by, oh boy, I'll put the digital, where you can find this digital kit in the description box. But there's a little cottage tag that flips up, and there's some lined paper and lace trimmed pages. And then more of the beautiful printed paper. Doily flip. I like the real weathered crackle paint as part of the design on the paper. And then this, I don't think this comes out. No, this is just a page. So it tucks under this really pretty lace, and then it flips open. And because it's about cottage roses, I placed the table of contents from the book in here, and it gives you the name of the flower and its meaning. That's from the book, The Meaning of Flowers. There's more of the digital papers, more tags. This one is a story about the rose. Another tag. There's a little thread stuck on there. I better get that off. More digital paper. This is just decoupage tissue paper. And lace doily that I put on the edges. And yeah, that's a little tuck. More journaling space. So these are fun because you can journal in them, but they're also just pretty to look at. This one folds all the way out. So like I said, you may have already seen this one, but just in case, I thought I would remind you. And it's kind of nice for me to just do another video so it's not so far back in my video library and I can reference it again. I love this one with the little Tim Holtz die cut, and then it's layered on some shabby fabric, and that's baking paper, parchment paper. Put some paper doily trim, another lace trimmed page, another one of the little garland pieces that I actually brushed a little gesso on to take down the shine. And then there's a double doily here. I love tea-dyed doilies that you can write on. There's another parchment page with some decoupage tissue paper, another page with lace trim, and then this one has a tuck and some tags. And I like this tag, it has a button and some seam binding. And then the last page, yeah, now I really do remember, because I was inspired to put this little piece of lace in here because I saw Chrissy Crosser's, one of her lace journals, she had beautiful vintage handkerchiefs tucked in. And then this is the back page. I just love how they always wore such beautiful frilly dresses just to be leisurely in. So I love that picture. And this is the back, and there's a better image of the fabric that's covering it. And it ties up. So I love mixing fabric and paper, so I'll typically do a lot of lace trims and maybe even fabric covered journal covers, and then the pages will be primarily, oh, I forgot to show you, these tags also go in the back, and this one has several for writing on. So this is an envelope with a nice journaling card, and this is a small little notebook. And this is just newsprint paper, so that it would have more of an old look to it. And then some real grungy, dingy lining of the pages. Another stray thread there. But anyway, these are, this envelope or journal has lots of space for journaling and little readings that you might find interesting. And rather than untie that right now, I'll just clip these together. Whoops. And put it back in later. So there's that one, Rose Cottage. And then this is the one that I thought I listed on Etsy, and I hadn't done it yet, so I wanted to kind of document it by doing a video. And it's tied with this lace. And then I've got a shabby rose on the front. And this is actually not fabric covered, it's really pretty cardstock covered with this really pretty vintage rose print, and if you can't see in the lighting, it's sort of a mint green, real light mint green. And then I've just got some pearl trim and some applique kind of rose trim. This is a really pretty piece from a doily at the bottom, kind of dangles down a little, and if you can't tell, that's a really pale pink, and then a vintage trim on the edge. And the spine, I just left it sort of shabby so you can still see the signature, and then there's a better image of the beautiful paper cardstock. And then inside, and I know I'm the creator of this journal, but I just loved, I hadn't looked at it in a while, and I was like, oh, I really like this journal. So this is like a velvet trim, but it reminds me of a trim that you might find on a little Mary Jane slipper, maybe a bow of some sort. And then I love this image. I've used it a lot, of the two ladies having coffee, and they have on little Mary Janes that are so cute. Well, at least she does. It says friendship. There's a little more of that trim down there, and then you can see the lace trim on the page front and the first page. And can you see the little polka dot trim there? Thought that would kind of tie it together and make it a little more Parisian, and then I put some buttons. And then there's a pretty lace pocket here and a pretty Parisian napkin that I decoupaged onto the page, and some trim with the woven satin ribbon, and then the pearls trimming the whole page. This one is more of a rectangle, and I'm sorry I don't have the measurements here. Let me see if I can read this ruler. This is my chare ruler that's handy, so one side is inches. Let's see if I can read it. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so this one is 14 inches long. What did I get for not wearing glasses? Okay, give me 1 second if I can identify where the numbers are. Oh, that's strange. It's starting here in the middle. That is odd. I've never seen one that there's a 0 right here. So I'll just count. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can barely see this, you guys. I'm sorry. 6. I can't find the inch mark. 7, 8. It's about 9.5 inches by. Now this one I should be okay with. Where's one? There it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 9.5 by 5. Sorry. That took a minute, but we did it. And then there's some tags, and I think these tags I must have created thinking of the ladies having coffee. So this is just a really nice cup of tea with a little biscuit on the side, and this is a coffee tag, and it folds out, and it's on tea dyed paper, and you tuck in there, and there actually is plenty of room for you to put your own tags and photographs and memorabilia in this one. Now this is one reason I really like this one. I was having fun making fold outs, so these are on that wonderful crinkly baking paper, and then these beautiful digitals I printed onto the coffee paper, parchment paper, and then this envelope also flips out and you get a better image of the pretty paper there. And then in the glassine bag I have some tags. This is from some perfume packaging, you know, those little gift sets that you get, lotion and things. Well, it had the most beautiful shabby chic packaging, so I used it for tags. And then the little envelope just says reflection on it. And that folds back in. Oh, it goes this way. There we go. And then this one has this really fun little fairy element to it on this beautiful cotton rose print fabric. Then I have a dangle here, and it's got a leaves I should say. It's got a fun little squirrel, some eyelash trim to make it look a little more, I don't know, plant-like. Oh, and it clips, that's right. This clips open, so you can open the fabric flap, and can you see there's a really pretty canvas ruffle going down the edge, and a rustic little burlap butterfly. And then inside there are tags, and there's journaling paper, and this one says dream, worry about nothing, pray about everything, his peace will guard you, Philippians 4, 6, and 7. Then there's this one. Oh, I love this paper, and it's sort of a little tablet of decorative papers on one side, but if you flip it over you can write notes on the other side because they're blank. And then this is another scripture, but those who wait on the Lord shall renew their strength, they shall mount up with wings like eagles, they shall run and not be weary, they shall walk and not faint. Really great verse. Alright, and then there's this pretty green crochet lace trim, and it's a little fussy, this page, but it's meant to be something that makes you slow down and just enjoy browsing through. So maybe that would be a good reason why you'd want it to be a little putsy. And I'm just tying this in a loose knot, and I really enjoyed going through my inventory of journals because it reminds me why I love making these. There's this pretty ruffle lace, just kind of nice and loose right down the seam there. And does this go? I have to remember how these go. Okay, this is sincerely one of my favorites. This is a mushroom flip tablet that I made, and there's a really pretty little black button in the middle of that. There's some of that bright cherry kind of rosebud trim, but I often flip it over so that it's not so bright and overbearing, and it kind of tones it down if you use the back side. And so then these are fabric, and I cut them out and mounted them on cheesecloth, and I've got this beautiful floral print scrapbook paper. It's by Kaisercraft. And then if you flip it up, there's just a little bit of journaling space where I added some tea-dyed paper and another fabric flower that I cut out and added, is it sparkly, a little kind of sequin flat back, some more cheesecloth, and then it flips up again. I thought this was 2 pages, but I guess not. So there's beautiful tea-dyed paper there, another journaling spot there with another mushroom, and it just keeps flipping up, so there's a lot of fun little space here for journaling. And then I have a space here with more decoupage tissue paper, ruffle lace trim on the edge, just to make it extra frilly. And then the last 2 pages have all kinds of wonderful details. This is a little notebook that slides out. There's the little girl Pondering in the Woods, another image I like to use a lot. And then I trimmed it with some layers of torn layers of canvas, some pretty little daisy flowers, and then the top here is a lot of the little white kind of not rice paper, mulberry paper flowers with little pink flat backs and some green vining trim, and then just some various shapes and types of paper for journaling. And then the same is here, and you can tuck these out from under this little band if you want to, but there's a few extra sheets of paper here, and they do slide out, but I think I'll leave them. I don't want to wrinkle them for journaling. And then my very last page, which is the back, or just another lace pocket like we have here in the front, and several tags. Uh-oh, looks like we lost a bead. I need to put that back. It's pretty. Oh, I see where it was. It was in the center of my daisy there. And there's a butterfly flower. Is that clipped on? No, it's not. Look at that. There's a really sparkly little piece of sequined fabric. Be still and know that I am God. I love this paper too. And then there's just a few more inspirational kind of tags here. And a journaling card. It looks like it needs a little pressing out, which I will do. I stamped it there with my little stamp. And this tucks in here. So this is another lace and paper journal. And unless anyone wants to purchase it before it goes in my Etsy shop, feel free to email me and I'll tell you the details and price, and we can do it that way. Otherwise, look out for new listings on my Etsy shop starting probably later this evening. If not, definitely by tomorrow, which is Sunday. I'll have a couple new listings on my Etsy shop. But thanks for watching with me and browsing through the journals. I hope you liked them. Comment if you have a comment, and I'll see you again soon. Oh, I'm gonna come back because I thought if anyone's interested, I thought we'd make a journal together. I'm gonna do one paper journal series and one fabric journal, but I'm gonna start with the paper one. So I'll have that video up again for you soon too. Thanks for watching. Bye.